Right, found the microphone. I've had to turn that off for a bit. Thank you for joining. Let's get the party started and get to the right page. Hello, everybody. Let me just, I'm so behind, like I'm trying to track on my phone and realized, oh, the app isn't even up to date. So apologies for that. I'm getting there. I'm making it there. Okay, left the volume on, so that's another mistake. Volume is down now. So right, I'm live, and I believe the sound is working. Let's just check what else is maybe not working that should be working. Oh, so this one you might not recognize. You'll see this one looks a little different. This is our test environment for the Battlegrounds Enthusiasts Tournaments that I'm staying on just for the moment. But I also just remembered that I most likely have shut down, I've shut down some things. So let me just make sure that's running in the background. I'll leave you with a little bit of music while I get that ready. Let's put it a bit softer so I can hear myself think. How is everybody today? Right, where was I? Git bash. Okay, let's get this thing up and running. So we want to... I'm on my gaming keyboard, which also doesn't help. Wow, okay. Right, getting there. What's in here? Please shout out. Please say, feel free to say hello to each other. I will be explaining a few things in just a moment. Where are we? So blah, blah, blah. Right, so back end. Just got to get my test environment back up again. Let's run the server. Let's open another one. Projects. Oh my word, what's going on? Why is the predictive... There we go. Back end. No, come on. The predictive... There we go. Okay, it's working when you type in the right directory name. Right. Dev. I think I did that the wrong way around. Yeah, I did that wrong. So it's got to be front end directory and dev. There we go. Okay. Shush. So if I refresh that, it should still work. And so it does. Rufo, thanks for joining as well. I see there's one or two other people. I'm going to stop the music now and start the presentation. So let's see. This is... Yeah, okay. So actually the video is now loading because it is actually running in the background. So yeah, where to start? Well, I guess first of all, I should start by asking everybody a question. And that question is, what does FPS in FPS gaming, what does FPS stand for? Do we have any people that can answer that question? I think it's quite an easy one. Let's see if any of our viewers... Is my chat working? Because it looks like it's working, but I'm not seeing any answers. Come on, people. FPS, what does it stand for? Floppy progressive scans. Flaky people There we go. First person shooter. That is exactly the answer that I'm looking for. I'm being facetious here, but you'll see why. You'll see why in a second. So the reason I asked that question is because, you know, PUBG, when it came out initially, was not a first-person shooter. It was and still is, of course, first and foremost, a battle royale. But soon after its release, I'm not quite sure on the timeline. Maybe some of the older players can enlighten me. They what's the word I'm looking for? Not enhanced, but expanded the game to also be able to do a first-person perspective. And the minute that they did that, it became also an FPS, a first-person shooter. It cannot be a first-person shooter if you are in a third-person perspective. And I think now people are going to start going, oh, okay, I see what you're saying there. Okay. There we go. July 2017 was when FPP came to be. Thank you, Kayamil. I'm not sure how I should pronounce that, but thanks, dude. Yeah, exactly, right? So, and the game, when did the game come out? It also came out in 2017. Yeah, it also came out in 2017. So it wasn't very long after that then, I guess. It was when the FPP came to be. Okay, yeah. So anyway, so it's like, there we go. So February 2017, the game came out in July. So we're talking about February, March, April, May, June, July. So about five to maybe 6 months later, the FPP angle of it was added, right? So with that in mind, let me set off about Battlegrounds Enthusiasts Tournaments and, you know, why I kind of got this idea. So it was driven out of for two reasons. So some people have heard the origin story and some people haven't. So first of all, I wanted to create something that would bring together everybody that I know, let's say, and kind of different circles of community, to bring them all together so that we could play together. That's kind of the first purpose. The very next purpose, second to that, I would say, was sheer frustration with the amount of cheaters that one can sometimes experience in public lobbies. And this, you know, kind of goes seesaws up and down depending on, you know, on the day, on the time. So I don't remember. Let me think quickly. I've got to try and stretch my mind back. But some time ago, yeah, let's say 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I think was a big tipping point personally, you know, that I felt with PUBG. It was probably about more like 2 years ago. There'd always been cheaters in the game, as with any game, by the way. I don't want to make it seem as if I'm picking on PUBG, but you know, that was a big tipping point for me, where I became so frustrated that I felt, oh, I feel like just quitting the game. That being said, it's easier said than done. I absolutely love PUBG. I think, you know, it's one of the best games I've ever played. And I have played a lot of games. I'm just going to start it up as well in the background. I've played, oh goodness. Well, I'm quite old. I've played a lot of games and I've always been a gamer. So in many ways, you know, I'm the embodiment of a gamer. In many ways, and I've got stacks and stacks and stacks of gaming friends. So I like to think that I know, you know, what I'm talking about with a lot of these things. But anyway, those were the driving motivators for starting Battlegrounds Enthusiast Tournaments. So the first concept is bring everybody together. So how does most things work online at the moment? You know, for gaming and a lot of these games, but then in particular with PUBG, most organizations are running through Discord. And then people, you have to kind of sit down and ask yourself, well, what is Discord? And Discord is, for all intents and purposes, actually primarily a there we go. I'm just going to check my stream 1 sec. Just want to not... There we go. Have some eye candy to watch while I yap away. But Discord, for all intents and purposes, is a communications platform to replace things like TeamSpeak and Skype and things like that while gaming, perhaps, right? And so there's that. And then basically what a lot of organizations do is they start using Discord as more than that. They start using it as a centralized platform to do certain things, right? So organizing events, a whole host of things, and I won't go into that too much. But the realization hit me that essentially, that this was, I think this is the wrong approach because, well, inevitably what happens is that, let's say I did Battlegrounds Enthusiast on Discord, which I could do. I could build bots and things like that and just build up our BET Discord channel. Then, you could do that. But the problem that people face with that is that it pulls the players away from the Discords they ordinarily play on and tries to onboard them onto that Discord server so that they'll only play there. And it kind of, to me, kind of goes against the spirit of gaming and the spirit of how you make friendships and play in little circles. And so I thought, you know what, no, if I make this a web app and centralize everything as a web app, because I want people to still play on their Discord servers. I still want people to be with their friends. And I'm not, personally, I'm not trying to kind of gain anything or take away from other people's experiences. They should still have those little communities that they live in. And I say that also coming from a place where I've run a Discord server called Game Haven for many years, where I know what happens, where you make friends. The people I make friends with also become friends, but not all the people I get along with each other, if you know what I mean. And then what happens is people start splitting up, they form new Discord servers, and it all splinters away, and then it grows again and splinters away. And I've seen cycles of this happen over and over. And, I'm not trying to fix that. And the only reason I mention it is because by having PUBG as a web app, we can essentially bring everybody together where they look at playing together, doing things together. But when all said and done, for say like scrims and tournaments, they pack up and they go back to their own Discord servers and they do their own thing. So I hope that makes some sense what I said there, right? So I'm going to switch back to here now. Let's switch back to our app. So those are kind of the driving motivators for the app and how it works. And it's not just a web app. I mean, it is a web app, but it's essentially it's an enormous platform. So I'm going to chat about that a little bit more now quickly and show people more of the things that they may or may not be aware of in terms of what the platform can actually do. So from the very get-go, it's very simple. You land on the BET platform, and from here you've got your landing page, and it gives you some information about stuff and who we are. But essentially, you will then go to the player section, and the player section is only going to show you essentially all the people, all the players that have taken the time to register with the platform and also have subsequently been approved on the platform. And so this goes back to the second point why I made the platform, and that is we only want to have players that we feel we trust and have confidence in. Because if we play ranked, you see only PUBG, I beg your pardon. Let me just double check that. Let's just maybe turn it off. Sorry about that. So I'll just quickly go back. So landing page, you land here. This is in the development environment, by the way. So you'll see some strange values here, some strange player names and team names, and that's just for fun, okay? So where was I? Thanks, Rufo, for that. And then when you go on to players, you'll see the players. And as I was saying, you only see the players that are, registered and verified. So the reason that we have this process of registering and being verified is dual purpose. It is to, to confirm that every player that plays with us, we know who they are. That is, as an organization, we know who they are. You don't have to share that information with everybody else, but as an organization, we know who they are, and that there is, in fact, a real player behind every, fictional player. So, again, going to outside organizations, a lot of them, it's quite easy to create fake accounts, fake personas, fake IDs, fake people, and just sign up and play with an account that's using cheats. And so this is one way to prevent that. The other way, of course, the other reason, of course, as well, is if and when we do kind of high stakes competitions and money is involved, if somebody were to be so silly as to use cheats, we are also going to reserve the right to actually take these people to court in their respective territory, wherever they might live. So hopefully that's what I like to call my non-coded anti-cheat solution. That is to say, there's no code involved to try and prevent cheaters, but I'm also looking at implementing with time a coded anti-cheat solution to detect and get rid of some players. And we might have to touch on that a bit more towards the end of this stream. But for now, I just want to have a quick look what happens when you're a guest. So when you're a guest, you essentially, arrive here, gives you some information, it gives you the ability to join. So this is our stepper to join, and it gives you some more information on our data protection and what information we gather and your rights to remove it, etc. And then here's where we would obviously capture the personal information of each player individually. So everybody's gone through this and should, know about this. But once registered, the players appear here. And this is essentially our player showcase. So if I, let's go on, who's here? Rufo and Kai. Let me see. Rufo, can I get you? Well, I could search you, I suppose. And I don't find you because your in-game name is different. Let's do Kai. There's Kayamil. Kayamil? There we go. There's Kayamil. And this is a showcase of Kayamil. And, we can learn some stuff. Born to Cap, of course. Yeah, I beg your pardon. Born. Thank you very much. So yeah, this is our player showcase. And hopefully this is something everybody can be proud of, especially each player. It gives you like little minor goals to work towards. Sorry, I kind of jumped ahead here. Jumped ahead here. The platform is the portal for the community and to centralize everything that we do as a community. At the moment, the game that we're playing, the title that we're playing, is Players Unknown Battlegrounds, or just better known as PUBG Battlegrounds, or just PUBG. So when we look at these stats and stuff, this all relates to PUBG. But this is not going to remain like this. I can promise you now already, this will be changing, because we will not be playing PUBG forever, unfortunately, unless there are rapid improvements in the player base and and things like that. So let's have a quick look at Born to Cap. Seeing as he's joined there we go. Yeah, baby. Rank plays for this season. He's played 11 games. He's got a KD of 2.83. We are proud to have Born to Cap as a BET member. Look at that solid player. KDA of 4.17. Let's go, baby. And then we also keep track of our BET tournament stats separately. So there we can see that the KD is 2.26, 23 games played. And I think this is over the lifetime, of tournaments and scrims. Hello, Sonic the Hedgehog. Welcome. So this is the player showcase. Very simple, very straightforward what it does, right? But if I go back to players, We'll also see a little tab over here for leaderboards. It's not. I'm not sure what you're going to say for there, but let me carry on. Okay, so teams, obviously self-explanatory. This is where you can view the teams and who they are and their stats and achievements and things. So this is the showcase for the teams. So you can immediately see that by having our platform as an application this way, it's just so much easier to showcase our players. It's not the Hedgehog. It's Sonic, not the Hedgehog. Okay. Driver Scout with the best logo. Let's have a look. Oops, am I? Yeah, this one. Yeah, I love it. Oh my God. Look at, are those binoculars? Perfect. Absolutely perfect. We've got some real talent here as well. Another one I love is, I'm going to show you, is this one. It's Dan Bilzerian's artwork. He's quite the artist, and I'm not being sarcastic at all. He really is. I love this. He made this. He hand drew this in paint. I kid you not. This is absolutely amazing. It blew my mind. So this is what it looks like over here. But if you go in, you see the full panoramic view of it, right? But yeah, fantastic logos there, man. Driver Scout, is it? Drive Scout 24. Yeah, I love it. It's really cool. But this is the kind of stuff that, that I love to see. The different teams, basically living this thing, that is their team and working together, because that's the thing that makes PUBG such a great game. You might be able to shoot really well and you might be able to jump and move really good, but if you don't play well or coordinate as a team, then you're still not necessarily going to make it. Sonic says Pleb G has the best one. Yeah, it's pretty cool as well. It's like is that like the Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from way back? I love the creativity. Some of them are more serious, like Equinox. Look at that style and grace. Absolutely fantastic. That's so flashy. So cool. Adrenalis, sleek and elegant. They must be a bunch of vampires or Batmans or something. No, we don't. No, don't say that. I think you do. Wang might have the laziest. I'm not going to lie, but I think they've had this logo and whatever for a long time. So yeah. So this your player showcase, team showcase, and then we get to the tournament section, and this is obviously a large part of what this entire thing is about. And I think most people come visit the website and they literally just come for this, maybe. Which is a shame, because it's while it is a very important part of the website and the platform, it's only a small part of it. So if we look at tonight's event, this is tonight's event. We can see the maps that are going to be played. We're going to see what mode it is. It's pretty much always FPP mode. In the case of tournaments, you're going to see prize pool collected, things like that. And hopefully that will be more in the future. You can see what teams are going to participate. And in fact, more teams will participate tonight, because it's a bad habit of the community to only register like 2-3 hours. Well, maybe not all of them, but like the last couple always register in the last few hours. But this is going to change really soon, because as we get more and more teams sign up, and I believe we will, there just won't be slots left. There won't be slots available. And we'll be looking at creating tiers as well. So at least a tier 1 and 2 well, hopefully still this year, right? So that's our tournaments page. So I'm not going to drill into that too much now, because I want to come back on some of the others we saw. We have a streaming hub. What is the streaming hub? Well, the streaming hub is where players or friends or, enthusiasts can go to watch all the action. So on any night of a scrim or a tournament, the featured stream should be live and should show you some action from one of the teams. But you can also click on that button. So notice this button over here. It's the POV streams. This is the 4 featured point of view streams, and all 4 of these are probably going to be active on any given scrim night or tournament, right? And ideally, once we have our full-time caster, when you come to Stream Hub, this feature channel will be the very channel we're looking at now, which is the Battlegrounds Enthusiast stream channel. And this will actually give you the action, from with casting, etc. So we're working, we're building up some relationships with Gibson's Cast and Mark Powers from the professional scene, PUBG scene, to hopefully come and do our monthly tournaments. To come do our monthly tournaments and cast them for us professionally. So yes, we are trying to get a caster, Kai. But it's been a bit challenging, and I can only do so much, and I also want to play. We did cast one. We casted the very first tournament. So if you go to, let's go to YouTube. I'll show you very quickly. So let's say we go to, what am I looking for? Let's see if we can find it. If I search for it, I'm not sure if we can find it. Battlegrounds Enthusiasts. You can't find it. Let's try that. Still can't find it. That's pretty bad. But our channel is quite young, so I'll just jump there quickly. So this is our channel. We'll just go to the channel. So this is the cast from our... Oh, it was actually a scrim. I beg your pardon. It was a scrim, not the tournament. So it was March Scrim 5. So I decided I'm not going to play that evening, and I did some casting. So you can go view that when you get a chance. I'll stick the let me stick the link without the time, that is. Oops. Hold on. What have I done? Without the time, blah, 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 and there we go, ampersand. I'll copy that there, and I'll stick it in here for you. Can I do that? There you go. Every scrim is sadly not recorded and saved, no. But we've got point of view streams that are saved if you go to respective channels. So for example... okay, let me show you something else, seeing as we're here. So I mentioned to you that this platform is a lot more than what meets the eye, okay? So I'm going to go to the test environment, and I'm going to go to the administrator dashboard to show you what I mean. So this is a part of the app that you guys would never see, because it's for admins to administer and do things with, right? We have a Stream Hub here. So what we do in the Stream Hub is we can set which stream to focus on for the evening, right? So I just want to see, it's not here. I thought it was going to be here. So I'm just going to quickly find, let's see if I can find it here. I don't want to log into this one because this is live and there's some sensitive information in terms of data protection, so I can't let you just see that. So I'm going to have to find this the old way. So let's go here quickly. Do I subscribe here? Oh, obviously don't have subscriptions because it's it's a very young channel. We have to grow this channel. But what I'm looking for is the YouTube channel of one of our point of view players. Because I think YouTube YouTube saves the videos much longer, right? But you can certainly have a look on the Stream Hub, and you can start, you can start following the different people that do their point of view streams, and you can download their videos, you can watch their videos, you can clip their videos. There's a lot of stuff you can do, but unfortunately, most of our members are just coming to play. But there's a lot more we could do. So I'm going to leave that for now, and I'll move on to the next section, which is our Bet Social. So Bet Social is our social media platform. And you see, if I go to the live site, you can't access this if you're not a member, if you're not a verified registered member. So there are parts of the site that you just can't reach. So, but let's quickly go to the Bet Social, and what I'll do is I'll log in here just to show you. So we go to Bet Social. This is our live one. And what it allows you to do, it allows us to make a post. So I could do this. Let's do this. Yeah. Come join in on the discussion. Reviewing and talking about our platform, BT. So if I do that, I'm not going to put tags, I'll just post it. So there you go. And it's live in the in the window. Look at that infinite. So yeah, so basically you're able to post things here. You can post whatever you want, like, oh, Kai, I managed to headbolt the crap out of you, whatever. Like you can have a bit of fun, basically, without being too toxic and too, salty or whatever. But this is where we put announcements. We also put our polls up here. You can add clips on here if you have really cool clips. Let's have a look at this one quickly. This is an entire video, not a clip. Sorry, beg your pardon. So let's do. So because it's clips, it's like really short. So let's say let's do this one. Yeah, I know the quality is very poor. It's better when you're on the website. Okay, so you get the idea. My dog's going ballistic. Somebody must be at the door. Let's see who's bothering me now. So what do you think of that? You can do all these different kinds of posts, and we're not using it enough. So yeah, we're not using it enough. So by all means, please make more use of the Bet Social site to post your clips and your funnies and everything. Okay. Kai says, I'm honestly just happy that there are communities that aren't overly hidden for people who aren't top 1% player base. Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, that's a good segue to discuss. That's a little notification that's come up. It's a habitual habit of mine. I'm a little obsessed with clearing things. So that's how you can manage your messages and things, and we can see if we send a message, who's received it and who's read it, and so on and so forth, and the body of the message. So yeah, I'm kind of glad you mentioned that about communities and hidden and not hidden. And so, I mean, if you go to Discord again, as an example, and you look at communities or organizations that are established on that, using that as like a portal to get everybody together, they can be confusing for one. They can be closed off and entirely shut and hidden to 99% of the player base. This one is a bit better that way because all you need is literally the website, like the web address, and you know where to go. And then you can see a whole lot of different things. So for example, if I go to the trophy room, nothing is hidden here. We've got a history. We can see what tournaments have occurred and who won them. Granted, the player names here are not necessarily the players who won that particular tournament, but they are the players representing that team. But yeah, you can see a whole lot more here. And like you said, like we said, you can go to the streaming hub and you can look at content. You can find other content creators, as I've mentioned. So if I go back here quickly, I'll show you a stream hub. So I think I had to put in some kind of non-members just so that I can test things. But I can assure you, if you go to the live website, we rotate this fairly regularly. And you'll see there is, well, we've got Gasman, Strider, myself, Rembo, Millie. We've got Biscuits. You know him as Biscuits, but he's actually Sam Cast or something like that. You've got Fish Gut Salad. Man, just Moggy. You got loads more. Pike. You got loads more members, and I can't even think of them all. And what we do is we put in we just add the streamer year. We put in their URL and their name, and then the top 4, the ones that are active, for people to view for that particular evening. Oh, of course, Benny, I stream too sometimes. Yeah, little Benny also streams. You know what? Let me immediately find you, Benny. Let's see if I can find you. How many little Bennies are there? Which one is you? Oh no, dude. Can you drop a link? Oh, this one. Sorry, my bad. It's this one. So I'm going to subscribe with Bet to your channel as well. Yeah, Benny, thank you for joining us. And I mean, Benny makes some amazing stuff. The 3rd. Okay, I'll check the 3rd. Is this the 3rd? Look at the speed, baby. This is what I love about this game. Oh! Damn, that's satisfying. Think fast, think fast. Yeah, headshotted. Oh no. Oh no, I don't have the sound of YouTube. Sorry. Oh man, I'll have to start it over again. It's not the same without the sound. I love that. Born to Cap, Rufo, aka Rufo, saying he also streams and posts montages, etc. Born, just be sure to drop me a link to your channel and stuff, and I'll add it to the POV sections. And in fact, I'll show you something else as well. Look at this play. Lovely. This guy knows what's coming. Boop, in the head. I love the chromatic visual manipulation editing you've done here. It's really nice. And somebody's playing with what's this high-vis stuff called in NVIDIA? The HDR stuff, right? Oh, what a shot.
Of course, bro, of course.
Of course. Oh, what a lineup. What a lineup. Disgusting. Oh! Arm in the face. Okay, Rufo, I'm going to be sure to add that. Thanks, buddy. Colors enhancing with NVIDIA. Yeah, I think that's what they call it, right? I had it on as well at one point. I still do it, but I think mine is just like really subtle, like not too vivid. It's not too vivid. No, that's not axe, Sonic. That's called skill, darling, skill. And I'm very happy to inform for those who don't know, but Benny has been selected to represent Belgium at is it the Esports Nations Cup, Benny? So we wish him and his team all the best and hope they qualify. It's for the end of the year. Yeah, ENC, right? Which is Esports Nations Cup, I think, yeah. Benny! Yeah, okay, I'm going to stop there. Sorry, Benny. If you want to see the last part of the video, go to Benny's channel, click like and subscribe and watch the rest of the video, yeah? So that kind of wraps up the Stream Hub. We've got the Bet Social. You can put clips here. So you'll see that on the right-hand corner here, you've got little icons, and that's for uploading pictures. You've got video clips you can upload, and you can even do GIFs. I've even done an integration for GIFs. So what you could do here is you could like write a message, and you can say live with community members now. So let's post that as well quickly. Oh, that's only on test environment. What an idiot. Okay, but that's the kind of stuff you can do in the Bet Social. And, you know, go to the platform, play around with it, check it out. There's lots of fun things. Look, you can filter it by posts only. You can filter it by polls only. So if we go back to our online mode and just going to mute that, sorry. Let's do it by polls. So these are actual polls that we've been doing in the community over the last, months. So what was the last one? We have run our scrims with 5 matches during the week and 6 matches on Sunday for a short while now. Given the timings adjustments we've made and the time available to certain players and teams, should we now? Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. Keep things as it is. 5 games weekday, 6 games Sunday, and that's the leading poll. 20 people voted. Well done. That's one of the better turnouts for voting. You'll see below. So that is in the lead. So that's going to stay as it is because we've checked with the community, and that's what most people feel like. That being said, there is 163 people, and I appreciate the people that voted. But ideally, we want to have more people participate, like 100 minimum. So we're about a quarter of the amount of people that we would like to participate, let's say. But hey, not bad, and thank you very much for the ones that did. And the other votees go back to 4 games a week and 5 games in a weekend. Most people said no. So there's a handful of people that find it difficult to make these games, but yeah, we got to try to do what most people want to do, right? So moving on, I've already quickly touched on the trophy room, which is this one, and we're going to come back to the trophy room when I unveil one of our new features, and I'll also wrap things up. Just remind me if I forget, but I'll wrap things up around the future and other gaming titles. Right, so we also have a sponsorship page, which is yet to be filled with a sponsor. So there's 2 reasons for this. Not because we can't do it technically, but rather because we need to have full lobbies on a regular basis before I would even dare approach any company for sponsorships. Okay, so we actually already have one business that may be sponsoring us soon. Sonic, please speak to your dad and find out what's happened to this company that was maybe going to sponsor us. So that's them. But no, we want full lobby so we can have maximum viewership. The casting should be, thanks Sonic, the casting should be in place, so that we can do advertisement during the cast as well. Not massively, but just a slide here or there, or some features on the sidebars. And then we're also going to include links here to specials and savings. Get monsters so we can get free monsters. Yeah, I agree. I will definitely try. So we're going to put links in here so that you can see promotions and savings and products and things from our sponsors in future. So that's what this page is for. The news blog is where admins can write news articles. This is the test environment, is it? No, this is the live environment. What's this? Oh, Dan wrote one. How did I miss this? May 5th. Oh, it's 2 days ago. I didn't realize. So let's go through this one very quickly. Please sign up your teams ahead of time. Registrations for the month are available in advance. If anything changes, it's much easier to deregister before scrims than to ask admins to add teams last minute. Let's be a bit more proactive so we can start on time and enjoy full matches every session. Yeah. So there's actually written a news article on that. So I'm happy to see some of the other admins have also written some articles. But yeah, feel free to read through these. This is just basically giving some updates about what's happening throughout, the development of everything. There's also some guides here. Monster and Red Bull. Oh, it's better than Red Bull. Yeah, okay. Well, I certainly prefer Monster. Where's my Monster can? In the kitchen. Um, but I only drink Monster if I'm planning on doing some serious gaming. So yeah, so that's all of the visual that most users can see. Like I mentioned, we have this dashboard. So what you don't see behind the scenes is all the other stuff that the platform can do. So for example, we can do user vetting. So this might be a person that has registered. We get their real information, which we keep private. This is a test account. It's not real information. There is no such place as one test lane, Hamburg, Westphalia, 8,000, Germany. It's a made-up fictional place, okay? But and then we can, check identity documents and things like that. Once this is approved, once the user is approved, it's kept in a very safe place inside of our cloud database infrastructure behind locked doors and so on. Let's have a quick look. Rufo says, last year I streamed daily and I had Corsair as sponsor and got mouse, keyboard, headset, mousepads, and they new Xenon Edge. That was nice. Wow, that's amazing, man. That's awesome. Yeah, that would be really good. Maybe that's maybe that's something to do, is go to the likes of Corsair and Logitech and all of these people and just say, let us feature your products or whatever you have to on our stream and from our sponsor page and so on. So I'll put a whole package together, a proposition package. But I would say personally, as the founder of Battlegrounds Enthusiasts, my minimum requirement from a business perspective to even approach sponsors is to get the lobbies to be full, because that's quite cardinal. So if I go to tournaments and let's look at completed tournaments. So let's specifically look at tournaments. So April, we had 14 teams. And in March, we had 12 teams. So that's not bad. That is definitely growth. And, most scrims you can see we're now hitting about 13 teams. So that's nice, 12 or 13. But yeah, let's get, and I mean, if we go to teams on that note, 3, 6, 9, 12. So 12 teams per page. There are 3 pages. What did I say? 12, 24, 36. So 36 teams. But then we have to remove these teams that are placeholder teams. There's only 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So 24 minus 5. So we technically have 19 teams. Have I got that right? Was my quick math correct? So there shouldn't be any reason why we don't have 16 teams. But that being said, guys, go and speak to your friends that play PUBG. Go to the Discord communities, drop them the link, tell them about how awesome it is to play, on Battlegrounds Enthusiasts, and that they're more than welcome to join. Yes, there is a sign up, so I'm going to just go out of this quickly again. So there is a sign up. It explains why we need what we need, but we've been up for months now, and that's how we roll, so that we have a much more fair environment and place to play. And most importantly, how can I forget this? I started the stream today by asking, what does FPS stand for? First person shooter. I'm not even aware of any place that's doing scrims or tournaments anymore in first person perspective. Okay, for PUBG, that is. But we do. So please spread the news to your friends. They can still play PUBG in first person perspective, scrims, competitively, with tournaments. And it's all culminating and working towards our tournament towards the end of the year, which is the Bet Grand Opening Special Tournament. So it's this one year. We're aiming to get a prize pool of around 1,500 for this tournament. These are the teams that have already registered. This is due to take place on the 8th of November. Okay, hold on. I've got a lot of text going on here. I've got to just check this quickly. Sonic says, yes, the streamers can get a hand cam for like keyboards and stuff from Corsair or whatever. Guys, do you know what TPP stands for? I'm not going to repeat that on stream. No, Sonic, naughty, naughty. So yeah. So why do we only have 12 pounds here? This doesn't look right. So hold on. So we also have a pledge section. So what does that mean? What does it mean to pledge? So this is more correct. So we have 100 and oh, I get it. Okay, so we've got 160 euros basically pledged already by two people. It's myself and Mercilius. It's basically the same amount. And as soon as the payment goes through, then you should see. Let me go to tournaments. You should see tournaments. You should see it in the. Let me see here. The total in the prize pool. So I'm not sure why this total is not reflecting correctly. That's actually interesting. I'll go and fix that. But suffice to say, there is more collected already, or there will be more collected up to 160, a minimum of 80 euros. And people are welcome, whether it is friends or family or players, are welcome to go and make a pledge. A pledge doesn't mean you pay the money straight away, although you can if you want to. It just indicates this is how much I would like to give, and I will give this in the next coming, months or weeks or whatever. Yeah, so and then let's go back to the pledge dashboard. So a lot of people probably don't even know this exists. This is the pledge dashboard, right? And what this is it shows you how much money's been pledged since we've started. So we've had pledges of 170 euros up until now, and that was for the May monthly, June monthly, and the grand opening. So yeah, so that's another feature that we have to try and raise money, but ultimately most of this is going to be driven by sponsors in future. Okay. So the big reveal today. Let's just get down to it, right? How many we got online now? We lost somebody. Okay, well, introducing to you the Bet Daily Series. Okay, so what is the Bet Daily Series? Well, it's very simple. On the days that we don't have scrims and we don't have tournaments, we're going to give teams the opportunity to sign up for the Daily Series. And the Daily Series, if your team is signed up, so you'll see over here, for example, in this fictional team, Avengers have signed up for today. Your stats are going to be monitored for all ranked FPP gameplay between the times of 7 and 9 UTC. So, and actually, I'll update that to show that your own local time instead. So what does that mean? So basically, imagine you've got 3 teams that have signed up. What you do is you play PUBG as you normally would. You just go online, you play ranked FPP games, and we pick up the captain's name or members of the team's name, and using that name, we can track the games. And all games played between that time frame will count towards the daily series. We then calculate your points based on kills and placement for each match. And as many points as you can score between that time, you get awarded. This then accumulates to have a winner for the day. So you'll have a first, second, third place for the day. But that also carries on throughout the week. And then there's a weekly ladder, which is going to appear at this bottom section. And there you'll have the winner of the Bet Daily Series for the week. Okay. And then we'll also have a tab here that will essentially show you the history of weeks gone by. And if you go to the trophy room, you're going to see we have a new tab here called the Bet Daily Series, and that's going to show the team winners for the Bet Daily Series all in here. So tournaments will be over there, and Daily Series weekly winners will be over there. So that was the big reveal for today. The Bet Daily Series coming soon. I hope everybody enjoys it and embraces it. Some things are only visible to admins, as you can see over here. Do we have any questions? I think I've spoken a lot and I've explained a lot now. Do we have any questions? Then I'll wrap up by discussing some of the future features and content and stuff that I'm thinking about. Anybody got any questions about the daily series? Does it make sense? So quiet. Nobody's typing. Maybe they've walked away. I hope they were here for the big reveal. Okay, well, what I'll do is I'll carry on explaining kind of next steps. So the next thing we want to do for PUBG specifically is we want to be able to have something like a challenge, like a Battlegrounds challenge, okay? But how this is going to work most likely is going to be, if you want to be a participant in the bet challenge mode, you'll pay a monthly subscription, and what that will allow you to do is we're going to track your games for a month, and this will be squad, FPP, normal games and ranked games, and we will have a look at who can accumulate the most points basically over the month. So this is just a concept right now, so I'll just give you very loose figures. Don't it's not set in stone. So say for example you pay, I don't know, £5 a month to subscribe to the challenger section. Then for the month you play and you accumulate points, and then basically what we're going to do is we're going to take 80% of all the subscriptions and pay it back out as winnings to the people from the top down. Okay, so I don't know, for argument's sake, person who takes first prize might get it. Obviously depends. We're going to have a minimum amount of people that needs to subscribe for it to kick in, to actually take place. But anyway, for argument's sake, let's say as first prize you might win €100, right? So you paid €5 for the subscription, but you win €100, so you actually walk away with €95, right? Second place might get, I don't know, €90. Third place might get 80, and then 70 and 60 and 50 and 40 and 30 and all the way down. And we'll even have even if you come 10th, you might get 5, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, you might get 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 1, whatever. So you might still get money that way. Just to be absolutely clear, this is not at all gambling. There's no gambling element in this. This is all performance based. So it will all have to do with you playing PUBG competitively in the public lobbies, mind you, accumulating a score and winning money based on your performance for that. So that's something that I'll be working on in future for when it comes to PUBG. And then finally, with regards to the future beyond PUBG. So I have it in my mind to essentially expand at some point where we go to another title. Because I don't feel confident that PUBG will be around forever. We've seen the recent changes of TPP only for competitive play in the pro scene. We've seen, well, you guys know all the stories that go along with that, but we've seen a lot of these changes, right? And we'll see how it pans out, so to speak. But there is the possibility that Crafted might actually turn off. Where are my cars? Might actually turn off FPP altogether. And I think probably the majority of, the majority of people I play with certainly will not play PUBG if that's the case. So, if that's going to happen. So what do we do then? What are we going to do then? Let's quickly put some cars in the slots here. And shall we put this one just to put it really out of? Let's see if that's better. Not bad. Get some cars up there. Yeah, so my concept or my idea for the moment, because we're trying, like I've spoken informally to loads of different Discord communities and their thoughts, and some people play Roblox, some people play Minecraft, some people play Rust, some people play Scum, some people play Warzone, etc., etc. But I feel at the moment for the titles that I know are out there, I think a title like Rust and hopefully a Rust 2.0 would be more suitable. And basically, the idea there simply being that we already have the entire player base registered and vetted, so you don't have to do anything again. You're already a member. You can just benefit more from being a member. And then what we're going to do is we'll have maybe a subscription pack for that. So we'll set up our own private server for that title. So if it is, for example, Rust, we'll set up our own private Rust server. Access given only to people who are registered and approved users. Subscribers there'll be a starter pack, but subscribers will get our sub pack, which will give you not pay to win, mind you, but it will just give you certain tools and things that'll make your life a little bit easier. And all of this, of course, you'll get the knowledge and knowing that you're playing with people who are not using any cheats or things like that. It can't be done competitively, really, not that I can imagine. I can't see tournaments happening or scrims happening for that type of game because it's a survival game. But at least that will keep us all together and busy until we find our next competitive FPS game. It won't be Counter-Strike. We can't run private servers for Counter-Strike. And also, I don't know, like I do like Counter-Strike, but since I've played PUBG, I kind of just can't go back to Counter-Strike quite the same way or enjoy it the same way that I do PUBG. So those are my thoughts for the future. If you have any ideas or thoughts, please let us know. Put it on the Bet Social, message me, message the other admins. Speak up and be heard. If there's a particular game that you think would be very good suited for everybody or for the community, that'll be potentially a title we could onboard. I don't want to work on more than 3 titles on the platform at any given time. So we'll onboard a second and third title at some point. And then basically, if we find a 4th title, the weakest one will be kicked. Those are kind of my broad stroke thoughts on all things pertaining to that. Got some, Rufo says, going to send some questions per Discord with some pictures, etc. for later. Okay, Rufo, thank you. I appreciate that. Scrims in Minecraft like 1v1s would be so good. Sonic, okay. I know, actually, Benny does, Benny, what is that game that you were involved with? I can't remember the name of it now. It's like, it looks cooler than Minecraft. And Kickbot, thanks for the follow. Oh, Diverge. Well, anyway, whatever that was called, that's also a really good option. It has a lot of PvP stuff as well. So that might be an option. I just want to see what else we got here. So scrims, Minecraft like 1v1 would also be so good. Kai says, hashtag keep FPP alive. Yes, we will try. So exactly. Even if Krafton stops supporting it, well, the only problem we have is if Krafton stops, if we simply do not have FPP as an option, especially in our when we create our custom lobbies, then we are really screwed. Then there's nothing we can do. So like I said, at that point, we roll with an entirely different title, I would imagine. So we'd keep PUBG kind of there and in the background if they should change their mind. But yeah, there is a plan. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'd like to agree with you that I don't think that they will remove it entirely. However, it also won't surprise me if they do. Um, they've made some very, I don't know, questionable decisions over the last couple of years. Sonic. Then I will try to tell them to bring it back. I'll give them monsters. Yeah, no, I don't think it works like that, Sonic. So, right, that's everything I wanted to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm sorry if it was a bit boring and dry. Where's my music? Let's put the music on a little bit just to phase us out of this. Worst case, Warzone. But can you create a private server for Warzone to to do scrims and the likes with? That's what I don't know. Yeah, I've played Warzone, Kai. I didn't like experiment a lot with, like, certainly not recently, and I don't know what you can and can't do with it. I know, for example, with Rust, because I've done this already. I used to play quite a bit of Rust at one point, and I mean that's another game that I absolutely love. It's a survival game. The reason I don't play it over PUBG actually is simply because as much as I'm online, there are people even sadder than I am. They're on it 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And they have, so that you can get attacked basically when you log off is the big thing. So they might raid your base and things like that. So we could look at, when we do this in our community, we could look at maybe imposing rules around it. So we could say playtime is only between this time and this time. All other times, people are not allowed to play. It's like verboten. Let's see. According to AI, you can host private games in Warzone, 50 plus players. Oh, okay. That's good to know. That's very good to know. So yeah, maybe Warzone would have to be our stopgap. Rufus says, okay, Synergy, everything. It would be nice to get opinion to that. Awesome, Rufus. I'll look into that. But let's get the discussion started, on Bet Social. Go to Bet Social. Let me do that now. Let's go here. Let's go to live. So I'm going to log in. Go to Bet Social, and I'm going to post here. Go to Bet Social, and I'm going to put here. Hey, people of Bet. What other titles might we consider in an apocalypse scenario of PUBG going TPP only? Please list some gaming titles we could potentially onboard. Okay. Like that. Onesie. I would love Rust. I'm holding shift down, okay? I would love Rust 2.0. So there is no Rust 2.0, but that's why I would love it if there was. What happens if I add a GIF? Is there like a Rust GIF? Yeah, let's do that one. Insert GIF. Hashtag. So what do we put here? Let me move this song over. I feel like this playlist like just goes on and on and on. Anyway, other titles. What? Other games? How do I do this? Comma separated? I can't. Oh, it's tab, isn't it? Now I can't remember. Other games, Rust. Let's say Warzone. Let's say what was the other one called? Scum. Whatever. I don't know. Things like that, right? Yeah, there we go. So it's actually comma separated. I should make that a bit more obvious. So yeah, you can comment on this. You can like it. You can ignore it. Oh yeah, Apex Legends. Yeah, of course, that's another one. So I need to do some digging and research on this. But for now, we still do have PUBG. It is playable. It is still there, and hopefully it will not change for quite a few more years. And that's. I think I've covered everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you for joining in and asking questions and participating. I come from Scrum scene, though not as fun as PUBG in my opinion, but it's an option. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that is the thing. It would be like an absolute last resort, right? For us. So yeah. So what did you think about the Bet Daily series? Do you understand how that works? Are you excited about that, guys? Buntucap, Benny, Sonic, what do you think about that? I hope you heard my explanation of of the new feature. Okay, cool. So Rufo, aka Buntucap, says sounds really nice. Camille says sounds interesting. Sadly, my team doesn't play often enough. Yeah. So I should mention this as well. So you can only play. How can I put this? At the moment, it's limited to 3 teams only, and that's intentional. If it's very popular, I'll maybe increase it to say 5 teams, right? But you need a minimum of 2 teams for it to happen on any given day. Okay. The idea being that you also want to compete for that day, to get the most points. But you can only sign up on the day. So this works totally different than the tournaments and stuff, in the sense that you can only sign up on the same day that it happens, and the cutoff is 5 minutes prior to start time. And so basically, you can have a different 3 teams on the Thursday, a different 3 teams on the Friday, maybe only 2 teams on the Saturday, and again a different 3 teams on the Sunday. And this is to prevent one team from going, sign up, and taking up that slot, so to speak. So there's kind of that element to it. So it would involve the captain for that team has to come every day if they want to play. They have to come at the stroke of midnight and go, right, we're signing up for this particular day. So there's also that element to it. So you got to kind of be snappy and fast to get signed up. And then, of course, your team has to play. But you can play 1 game, you can play 2 games, you can play 10, how many ever you can fit in between the window of 7 to 9 UTC. Yeah, and like I explained, that then accumulates for the day, for the week, and we'll put those winners up in the trophy room under the separate tab, the daily series. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. I don't know why. I think this is something to look forward to. It's something other than scrims. That's going to also be a little bit of competition and bragging rights or whatever. And it encourages the teams to play together more often, so that you can be better practiced and well-oiled for the tournaments and the scrims. So you don't really lose anything. Most people are playing with their teams anyway during the week. You can play 1 day, you can play 5 days, whatever. You don't have to play at all. So of the, let's say, 19 active teams, it's going to be difficult for them to get their slot in on this initially. So yeah, be on the lookout for this. I will make an announcement and probably do a news thing as well about it. But yeah, just keep your eyes peeled. This as you can see, this is the test environment. It's already you'll see notice the difference on the dashboard. So you don't have a home button anymore. Yeah, you do now on the production on the live site, but on the test site there's no home button because we needed another button for this one. The space is expensive. And you've got this one, Bet Daily, and this doesn't have Bet Daily. So as soon as it's available, you'll see that button. We'll do some testing on it in the coming days. So probably, where are we now, the 7th, so probably looking at having this, well, maybe sometime next week. But maybe I'm being too optimistic. So around the middle of May. So, okay, with that all being said and done, I am going to love and leave you. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. I hope you enjoyed the stream today. Come again. Let's get some gaming in now. Have fun. Bye-bye.